Beautiful day, about 90 degrees. Okay, it's not beautiful. The humidity's kind of high. It rained like heck last night. It's going to rain again today. So I don't know what I'm talking about. I was asked the other day, how do you bore sight a rifle? I was actually asked if I had a bore sight and if somebody could borrow it. I said, yeah, I've got bore sights, but there's an easier way. You don't need a bore sight. So to that I said, just pull the bolt out of your gun, put it in a stable spot, and look down the barrel, and then look down your scope. Just make sure you don't move it between looking down the scope and looking down the barrel. Adjust your scope until your barrel and your scope are looking at the same spot. And you'll be on paper, because that's all a bore sight's going to do anyways, get you on paper. So he said, well, it's an AR. I said, same difference. Just pull your upper off your lower, set your lower aside, and it's the same procedure. Pull your bolt carrier group out, look down the barrel, look down the scope. The two are together. So he didn't quite understand what I was saying. So I'm going to do a video here and show you what I'm talking about. And I'm going to try to show looking down the bore and looking through the scope with the camera. It's not going to go very well because I already know it's not gonna. But I've got a couple of targets downrange. I'm using two different ARs. One is going to have a red dot, and the first one is one I don't think I've shown on my channel yet. And I had the scope off here, so I'm just going to go through and I put it back on. So it's one of those deals where I really don't have to do it. I just took it off, put it back on. Never changed the mount or anything. But I'm going to go through the motions with it. It should be pretty close to dead on, but we'll see. And that's all I'm going to do. So I'm going to show you how I do it. And I was taught this method by my nephew, who said, just do it this way. So that's the way I did it, and it worked out great. So I'm going to reposition the camera. I'm going to get set up a little better here. I've got my chronograph here, so I'm going to be kind of looking through my chronograph too. Because I'm testing some loads, doing some load development. But yeah, I'll be right back in a minute. Alright, that is, well, I need a scope cam. Anyone wants to send the channel a scope cam? I'll take it. But you can see we're mostly on target there for what I can give you here. I have several scopes I'm going to review, so I'm going to need to find some kind of a scope cam to put on here. Anyway, we're pretty close there, and try to get you seeing through the bore here. It's really hard to see through the bore because it's, you know, the target's at 50 yards, but I'm pretty much seeing center through the bore, and I'm not far off with the scope. And I'm down to 6 power. This is a 6 to 18. The scope is a Vortex Crossfire 2 6 to 18 by 44 scope. And just a quick little from here, we'll look at it. So we're close, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the lower back on. So you just have the lower off. I'll put the lower back on, and it's a nothing fancy lower, and we'll take a couple of shots and see where we're at. The next one is I've got a brand new sight on a brand new upper and a brand new lower, so we'll see how that goes. Okay, I'm zoomed in as far as I can. Like I said, I'm only at about 25 yards, and I'm going to take a few rounds here, and we'll see how far off we are. All right. I don't know if you can see them there, but they're kind of far to the left. Right on the very edge of the paper. And if you understand MOA, take my ears off so I'm not yelling at myself. If you understand MOA, there should be, these are 1-inch squares, so I need to move over about 4 inches to the right and probably an inch down. So MOA would be 1 inch. Each click is 1/4 of an inch on this scope. Now every scope is going to be a little bit different. This one click is 1/4 inch, 1/4 MOA. So that's 1/4 of an inch at 100 yards, which means it's 1/8 of an inch at 50 yards, which means it's 1/16 of an inch at 100 or at 25 yards. So I have to go a long ways to go right. And I could probably count the clicks, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna figure it is maybe that many. Going down an inch, it'd be 4, 8, 12. Oops. That went up. We want to go down. And it's marked. Here about there should put my elevation about right. Let's take a couple more shots. Well, I was sure off on my elevation. But we still need to go to the right. Let's try that. 3 more rounds. Well, let's come down just a touch. We'll go 3 clicks down, and we will go 3 clicks left. Uh-oh, I grazed my chronograph. Well, I don't know what you can see in the camera there, but I'm going to call that good. So let's get the other AR out and do that one. Since I haven't shown it before on my channel, at least I don't think I have, that's my Target AR-15. This one's chambered in 5.56. I have shot it pretty reliably out to 500 yards shooting MOA with this exact setup, and occasionally I've gotten it out to 750, so, and reasonably accurate. It's nothing super fancy. Okay, so this is a Sight Mark Ultra Shot R Spec. It was under $100, but I've heard good things about it. I thought, what the heck? The upper, you know, I caught a Bear Creek Arsenal upper, got a good deal on it, so I couldn't really pass it up. It's a side charging upper. I always wanted to try one. I have a Bear Creek Arsenal lower, bought them at separate times, so I don't know, worked out pretty good for me because it was cheaper than buying a whole rifle. So I'm looking through the barrel and find my target, and I'm looking to find center target, and I'm looking over my glasses. But I gotta be careful, I have my contacts in, so they'll dry out if I leave my eyes open too long. And as I'm looking down the barrel, I'm trying to just keep everything centered. That's looking pretty good. And I can see the red dot needs to come, well, basically just needs to move to the right. That is pretty close to being right on the money. I'm going to try to let you look through here, so forgive the movement. I'm going to zoom you in a little. I don't know if you can see the dot or not, but we should be pretty close. I'm aiming at the target on the right. So, I'm going to give it a couple, put it back together, give it a couple shots. We'll see where we're at. We'll be right back. And then we got other people showing up at the range, so Try to make this short and sweet. So this is a brand new gun, by the way. It hasn't been fired yet. So let's see what we get out of her. So it looks like we're low and right. Got a couple more. Let's go. I had a feeling it's going to put me off the paper, but we'll see. Nope, it sure didn't. I think I'm gonna maybe call that good. Let's throw a couple more down there. We'll go up a little. All right, just a little bit more. I think we'll call that good, because I sure like that. So the other folks that came to the range are shotgunners. We have a trap range down here at the rifle end, and there's another skeet range up at the top. So they're out there shooting trap. A couple of young guys with another guy with probably a dad. Anyway, so this is my Bear Creek that I just got, and shot pretty good. I was pretty happy with it. I did get the flip-up sights are also Bear Creek. The only thing that's not is the R-Spec. It's by Sightmark, and so far that's been pretty decent. Like I said, I just sighted it in, and I like it. I don't like this gap back here, but it is a billet upper, so it's pretty decent. Flip it around here. So it's got the bear. Otherwise, it's pretty cool. I like it. Shoots decent. I like the upper or the handguard. I want to find another one like that. But they don't sell just a handguard, which is kind of a drag. But there you go. I got another AR with me that I'm going to use for some load development here. And that is strictly going to be chronograph data. I am not looking for anything other than that. So that's what I'm going to do next. No targets involved, just chronograph data. I'm going to get after that. I'm not going to show that. Alrighty folks, there's a wrap on sighting in your AR-15. It's not real hard. It gets you on paper. I start at 25 yards. I do 3-shot groups to get myself in, and it usually works out pretty well. I've been doing it that way for years, ever since my nephew taught me how to do it, or told me how to do it. I guess he didn't really teach me, he told me how to do it, and I'm smart enough to get the idea. And that was it. So, if you like seeing these kind of videos, a little more of the shooting on the range, I've got more of them coming. I've got some scope reviews, some scopes that I bought last fall that I just never got out to test because the weather didn't permit. And pardon the shotgunners over here on the trap range. So I've got some more scope reviews coming, and I've got some weapon lights that I'm going to be testing. So if you like seeing that kind of stuff, let me know down in the comments below. If you like the gun stuff, I do a lot of leather work. That's my main gig, but I love getting out to the range whenever I can. We've got some good gun stuff coming up, so stay tuned for that. If you like it, leave me some comments down below. Let me know what you like to see. And with that being said, y'all stay safe. God bless. Subscribe if you're not already. Hit that like button. It helps the channel out a lot. And we'll catch you in the next video.